Levine, 31 points, none bigger than the last three. And, Coach, not just 2, but 3 right there with the free throw. We see so many of those missed. And, again, the simple things, right? He's hit a lot of big shots from 3, and has done it in this game. Go to the basket.
Well, he got a great lane there again. I thought great play there. They got him open, and then Chris Dunn just cuts in front of him. Here it is. Watch this as the ball comes in to Levine. Watch Chris Dunn's cut. Paul George and Magruder sort of run into each other. I think Paul George
patterns
is
like
exactly,
NFL, right?
exactly what it is. And I think Paul expected Magruder to switch. He didn't. Great play. And I don't really know what Harold was thinking there. I think he was trying to stop him from getting the ball up and just couldn't get to him. But that three-point play is huge. A lot harder to go for 3 at the end than to have the option of either a 2 or a 3.
There'll be a lot of talk, obviously, about the Clippers, which we'll get to, but I want to start, Karam, with the Bulls. When you're on a team like this, it got to be frustrating dealing with all those losses. I know it's one win in the column, not going to change a whole season in terms of rhetoric, but how much more important than just a W is a game like that?
I mean, it's a huge win because, one, is at home, and then you look at the level of the opponent. This is one of the teams that's on the short list that has a realistic shot at winning a championship this season. And now, granted, they did not have Kawhi Leonard out there, but still, first quality win versus a team with a plus 500 record. And they just, they took it to them, and they got a quality win. And Levine, he answered and he delivered at the end.
From a coach to standpoint for Jim Boylan, we talk about effort shouldn't be a skill. I get that. But sometimes I think everybody's a human being. You go through all those losses, it'll drain you. You get that fatigue, I'm sure. The effort play from Dunn, the smarts of Dunn in that same play, the little things, right? The fundamentals were there for them last few minutes.
Absolutely right. And the effort, like you're saying. The Chris Dunn, going 2 offensive rebounds and getting the ball to Lauri Markkanen, who could then get it to Valentine for the 3, was a huge play in that game. They got stops when they had to, and it gave them a chance to go for the last shot there. Zach LaVine did a really good job, and a nice play by Jim Boylan. Look, Jim Boylan's been criticized by a lot of people. He's got a Bulls team that's undermanned with Otto Porter out as a top 10 defensive team in this league. Okay, he has turned around their defense. They've been good, and now they got enough offense tonight and came off their worst performance of the year last night and turned it into a victory over the Clippers. Give them a lot of credit, give the Bulls a lot of credit, and give Jim Boylan a lot of credit.
And look, load management, and we're going to see this, I think, as the Lakers kind of figure out how they're going to handle things with their 2 second half of the year. Look, we don't know it's a guarantee that Kawhi wins the game. Is he worth the 3 points? Probably. He probably is. Even just kind of being on the floor defensively. Stan is, I'm trying to be fair to Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah, he might be worth 3 or 4 points.
You're saying there's a chance he may be worth 3 or 4 points. But it's going to disjoint things a bit, right? Because even though it doesn't end your season, you don't just Paul George and Doc and company are not going to just shake this off, Harold. So you got to feel all that and know that, hey, look, this dude's not playing, and we probably would have won this game if he played. Karan.
Yeah, it is frustrating, and it's still one of those things where they should have went in there and still been able to manufacture a win with the production from others. Other guys can step up. You had Shamit back in that game. He's more than capable of knocking down shots. Had a solid game, solid performance. But you have to win by committee, and I felt like, they fell a little short. They still had a realistic shot at winning the game. PG-13 had a clean look, and, it fell a little short. And you live with that.
Yeah, look, remember, that's who was defending Levine. You go ahead, and that's the great thing, too. Reminds me of, there's some 8-year-old right now who's like, oh, I do this playing Madden, where you just run the same play. Your buddies can't stop over and over again. They got the foul to give. 3 seconds later, just run the same play. All over again, right to the rack. Levine and company get the win. We will have highlights elsewhere. Speaking of load management, there was a little of that in injury management for Ja, but he is back in Brandon Clark and company, joining him, the young Prince.
Watch your sticks.
Making statements.
Wow.
Suns, Frank the Tank. And we know the mid-range. How about nice little cut here?
Yeah, that was a nice play that Monty Williams set up there at the end of the third quarter.
Had 22, 16 of them in the third, and we talked about this yesterday, Karan, Stan and I, but Ricky Rubio has made a major difference for this team.
Yeah, he's balling, That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Put him at the point position. Devin Booker at the 2. Did not play tonight, but Perfect combo.
And the system kind of fits him as well. Patty Mills, I mean, an institution at this point in San Antonio.
No
With
question.
3. He's not done yet. That's a spoiler alert, kids. Kelly Oubre in the quarter. He's played well. 17 and 8 in the game. We're locked up at 109. Last chance, Spurs, DeRozan, Rudy Gay. Ooh.
Think you can't?
No, you can't. But here you can't. here you can't. Ricky Rubio.
That's a big time shot. Ricky
It's a
Rubio
big three.
knew he had to score tonight with
25.
Booker out. Yes.
DeMar, 18 and 6 in the game. Oh, welcome to the circus.
Big time.
Get a look at this again from DeRozan.
Told you, Coach. That's a horse shot. I
Big
got
time
H.
drive.
I mean, you got to be kidding me with that. DeRozan, not kidding. Missing a big free throw. And the game remains tied. Ouch.
Poor
Video
kid.
review would award the Spurs possession, ensuing L.A. to Patty Mills. Oh, fade away indeed. Into the night. Go the Suns off the inbounds. Baines, no good.
Had a shot.
He did a good one. For 3/10, that's about as good as you can get.
26 points for Pat. I mean, look, you got Spurs and Suns, right? What are we saying? Booker, DeRozan, Mills, and Rubio, the 2 leading scorers. And for Patty, he's made so many big shots. We mentioned the institution that he is. He had the biggest one on this afternoon in a win, and here he is.
So before Manu retired, we used to ask him, what kind of grandpa juice are you drinking? Now you are one of the very last ones standings that actually went through the championships with the Spurs. You're the one that comes to kind of replace that energy that the team needs towards the end. The very fourth quarter, it became a battle between you and Ricky. Can you talk about the experience? What is it in you? Are you sharing Manu's grandpa juice? What comes within you?
Yeah, it's a good question actually, because we are going through that period of trying to learn what we've had in the past with Manu and Timmy and Tony. Previous to that with David as well, and I think trying to be that bridge from the old and what we have now, you know, and that's been my role for the last couple of years now, and take what I've learned and try to pass it on. And in particular in crucial times of the games, you know, like the end of this game. You know, Manu was a very ferocious, fearless player, and he lived for those big moments. He's a passionate player, you know, and I think all of those stuff I've learnt from him as well. So I don't know if it's grandpa juice anymore, but last night we had a treat of some guacamole with grasshoppers. So maybe we've transferred from the juice to the grasshoppers now. So maybe that's what it was.
Well, young grasshopper.
I'm not going to share grasshoppers.
I mean, it felt like
with
that
you.
was
Nope.
like the Andrew Zimmern show, like on the Travel Channel, where like, I mean, some of those foods, no way. Exotic Quran probably has
Yeah.
all sorts
Quran,
of different
sure.
bougie things that we're not
Absolutely.
aware of. By the way, Patty Mills looking slick. The Spurs find a way, and it's like, you know, Pop continues to use different mixes every year. It looked so bad a week and a half ago, and even in the losses, things have been so much more competitive now.
Oh, no question. I mean, they've played 4 straight overtime games. I mean, it's amazing. They don't have any margin for error. Everything's coming down to the wire, but they get a chance. So here we see Bridges slip just a little, and it put him late on the switch. He doesn't get out to Patty Mills, then he knocks it down. This was a tough loss and a tough ending for Bridges. He gets beaten on the drive and fouls DeMar DeRozan. The ball goes off his head out of bounds. And then he's the one on the last shot. Tough ending.
Don't look for Karan to feel bad for him. He's a Nova guy, so clearly Karan's like, that's
Believe
fine.
that.
He can, you know, there's
Yeah, believe that.
Yeah, I do. Trust me, that's the tough part and the tough juice. And for the Suns, no Booker. That's, you figure, maybe a loss. Is it even harder when you take a loss like that because you don't have Booker and you get kind of a statement opportunity, right, for the rest of the group to come up big, and you're so close?
Yeah, it really is a bad loss, but at the same time, I had San Antonio winning this game, and I felt like it was a must-win for them. We talked about the back-to-back-to-back overtime situations that they was part of, but they needed a quality win on a neutral court, neutral location, and they was able to squeeze it out.
All right, and most important, forget grasshoppers, pineapple on pizza.
No.
Karan?
Would you share it with me, Coach?
No.
If it had pineapple on it, I'd give it to you.
Stan Van
With me, Coach?
No.
If it had pineapple on it, I'd give it to you.
Stan Levine, 31 points, none bigger than the last three. And, Coach, not just 2, but 3 right there with the free throw. We see so many of those missed.